Themba Mliswa attacks Comrade Geza after the Zvigananda exposed in a dossier. You see, when you touch where it hurts most, you will see by the reaction. I think the reaction that we are seeing coming from Themba Mliswa is that of someone who is trying to cover up after they've been caught napping. And that's exactly what is happening here. The dossier that Comrade Geza is given and an open letter he has written to Mnangagwa, we are now seeing responses that are coming from people like Mliswa. And you can tell for yourself that the way and the language that he speaks there as he addresses Comrade Geza, you can see for yourself that this is somebody who has been angered by the dossier that has come out. These dossiers are still coming. You still remember, family, when we spoke about what happened with the break-in Kazembe Kazebe's office. And remember, we came here and we spoke about the information, that there's quite a lot of information that was retrieved. The other time, again, it was the ZEC office that was broken into, if you still remember. And again, computers were taken, the same style that we saw happening in Kazembe Kazebe's office. And we also saw again in Monda's office. You remember, Presidential Guard Commander, the office was also broken into, and same fashion again, same thing happening. So this just shows us that there's quite a lot that is happening, a lot of witch hunting, a lot of scheming and planning against each other, like what we are seeing happening right inside the camp of the enemy. But we are so happy that at this point the world is seeing really the truth about who these people are. So when you see these people trying to represent or stand on like they represent us, we know what they represent. We know who they are, and we know exactly what they are doing. And this is very embarrassing for Themba to come out, because Themba was given a work because he was embarrassed last time by Comrade Geza, who said that we have photos and pictures of you receiving money from Mnangagwa's office. I think now he's trying to revenge because he was exposed by Comrade Geza, and now he wants to just be vindictive and just want to fight unnecessarily, which is not necessary at all. Not necessary. Now, let me just show you what we are talking about here. Very, very interesting how Themba is responding to Comrade bombshell here. This is Themba for you. Says here, when he says we demand the arrest of Tagore, his assets must be frozen. We read that one. Then look at what Themba says. He says allegations provide substance. As Sekuru, allegations provide substance for investigation, not verdicts. Ruling that one is guilty. Do you remember your own scandal, right? I'm not going to read that word. Are you also guilty just because of that allegation? If your argument is to be applied, then it means you also are a criminal who needs to be arrested. Every person, including yourself, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is a sacrosanct dictate of the law, and it applies to your allies as well as rivals. It is the same with the VP's own allegations against those he accused of corruption and demanded they be arrested. There is need for evidentiary support. Otherwise, everyone powerful enough will just go about getting rivals and opponents arrested based on the mere allegations. Your political campaign, Sekuru, and its restless need to rush things cannot be a valid justification for the dictates of the law to be abandoned and have people arrested at the whim of allegations on social media. I have called for proper lifestyle audits and have been attacked for it, but that is the proper way to go about it, is that allows accused people room to defend and explain themselves. Ironically, your foreign-based army of bots and trolls bashed me for it, while others resorted to burning my homestead. Due process remains necessary in any normal and civilized society. A voluntary political party meeting or social media are not legally recognized institutions to arbitrate on the criminality of individuals. Everyone with a case takes it to the police or ZAC. We have to stick to the recognized channels of the law to maintain fairness and and order, right? So you see, it's quite funny because when you hear Themba speak like this, you think that he knows that Zimbabwe is a normal country. We are not in a normal country. And for Themba to talk about rule of law, talk about courts and police and judiciary and the process of the law, it's neither here nor there, because we are in a country where the very same people that are committing those crimes are the people that are controlling the courts and controlling the police and state capture and everything. So why does he want to hide? Why does he not want to acknowledge that these fed cats of ZANU-PF, they cannot be arrested by anyone, because the police will run each time that they know that something has been done by the ZANU-PF people, right? So that's exactly. Baba Jan, thank you so much. I see so sikhuluma ngoThemba lapho uThemba Mliswa use weqele ringing yeboxing la esithi na ufuna ukudefenda Zvigananda that are being exposed by ubaba uGeza. So but we are saying that his argument also does not hold water at all, because you can't talk about fairness, you can't talk about courts, you can't talk about police, you can't talk about rule of law, because the very Zviganandas are the people that are responsible for the destruction of the rule of law in the country. So how do we deal with that? What should Zimbabwean people do now? Because how many things have been exposed? The Attorney General's office itself has produced for years consecutively now. I think we are in the almost the 5th year. Every year, the Attorney General's report comes out and says there's massive corruption in the government of Mnangagwa. But not even one person has lost his hair. You see, so who would want to come to us and tell us about law, about following order and so on and so forth, when Zvigananda know that they are protecting each other, and they know that when whatever that they do in our country, nobody will ever put them to account. They will just continue to do what they have to do. So Themba now bringing in some allegations on Comrade Geza, this and that, things that we started to hear from Ziyambi is neither here nor there. Because like I said, when Ziyambi started this story of molestation, I said, why now? Why are you talking about now? Because this man has been with you in ZANU-PF, he has been with you in the Politburo. Why were you quiet about these crimes that you now want to talk about today? Because the man is now exposing the evil that has overtaken the country. So that's exactly what we are talking about. It won't work, and Themba can make noises, but I don't think that anybody is really buying what Themba is doing. When he started his campaign against General Chiwenga, people at first gave him some ear. They wanted to hear what he had to say, but everything turned out to be just rubbish, and people have just dismissed him. So he can keep on trying to protect Zvigananda and so on, but it's not going to work at the end of the day. What is needed is a working nation, a country that is under the constitution, and with the politicians understanding where they must start and where they end. And that's what is very, very important. We have politicians who do not know the boundary, that no, we don't have to cross this line. Once politicians start now not to observe boundaries, we are in a big problem. And that's the problem that we are facing in Zimbabwe, a problem that needs to be rectified, a problem that needs you and I to stand up and resist until our country once again is free. So this is what this is what is happening. Quite very interesting. But it's good to Themba Mliswa Geza, because we need to hear more and more of these dossiers and what are these shenanigans that have been done by these people. Hanziso ngavasiye navageza vedu tovada vakadaro. Yes, tovada vakadaro. Like we are saying, Sister Mpiri, it's also we are not saying that there are there are people that are saints in ZANU-PF. No. Like what we have always been saying, that even General Chiwenga himself is not a saint. He's got a lot of things that he has done wrong. Comrade Geza also could be also like that. So we are not talking about whether these people are holy or what. No. We are talking about people that have realized that the country is going wrong, that what Zvigananda are doing is not going to help anyone. It's actually destroying the country. And that's why we are saying we support anyone who is speaking the word of reason right now. We want the voice of reason speaking out to the nation to say, guys, we can't continue in this trajectory. We can't continue watching a collapsed economy and we are not doing anything about it. And we think it's fine. Somebody must be more responsible to say, no. I will not allow what is happening in my area to continue happening. But it's like the country is on a free fall. nobody cares what happens to what. And that is the biggest problem. And Mliswa is supposed to be attending to those things. Those are the things that are making people of Zimbabwe to demand that Zvigananda must go. And yet you are here to demand, you are here to defend Mnangagwa and Zvigananda. So it doesn't work, and it will not work at all. And as sister says, fairness and order. Just imagine, just listen to who is talking about fairness and order. Someone who is accused fairness here. Fairness, like really. Gogo story has to score family of change, champions and brothers for more prayers like never before. Thank you so much. Indeed, more and more prayers are needed, and indeed that's what we are doing. We are not giving up on what God is doing in the nation. Yes, one of the fine days, and that day is approaching. Whether they believe it, they like it, or they want to hear it or not, we know that that day is coming when men, Zimbabwean people, men and women and children shall celebrate the end of this evil regime. And that evil regime is coming to its end. They will try all they can, but it's not going to stop what is coming. Elder Maswera say, shalom, shalom, apostle, intercessors, family, Kenan Tatoshika, God is in it. Amen to that. Gogo moyo, Murise, hanzi tinongoda kubvisirwa Mnangagwa. Chete. Izo hatina zvakaonda zvatiri like what we have always been saying, family, kuti we can never find a worse devil when Mnangagwa is removed. There's no one who can come after Mnangagwa and be worse than Mnangagwa. Hakuna munhu akadaro anenge achibva kupi munhu iyeya anobva kupi. Hakuna muntu ongatata after Mnangagwa ave worse than Mnangagwa. Never. Ngeke waenzakala lokho. Uyabevela ngapi muntu wakhona? Uyabevela ngapi? Hakuna zvakadaro azvitiki. Mnangagwa is the worst, and hapana. And we just have to make sure that whatever has to put an end to Mafidi dynasty and what Zvigananda are doing, I think that's what we must concentrate on. And that's what we are praying about. That's what we are believing God for. And we know that the God we serve is faithful, and freedom for Zimbabwe is coming. Let's meet in the upcoming show. Shalom.